Gordon. Okay, great. All right. Well, happy Thursday, everybody. Thanks for joining, as always. Equipment that you're going to need today is the usual. I might add in one piece of equipment next week, but this week we'll just keep it the same. So, a letter ball of some sort. Remember, if you don't have a letter ball, you can always do another ball you have in the house. You could do like a rolled up pair of socks with some kind of an interesting pattern for your eyes to look at, or a rag of some sort. And then just two pencils or two cooking utensils. You could use your thumbs if that's easier for you. So just two things to hold on to. All right. Just as a reminder, as always, for this class, just being mindful that when we get into some of the visual and vestibular work where you're moving your head around or you're moving your eyes around, to just move at your own pace. So remember, it's okay to get a little dizzy, to have itchy eyes, to have watery eyes with some of that stuff. But we don't want to push, that's the edge. That means that you've met your edge. And we don't really want to push past that edge. So please listen to your body. You can always close your eyes, which kind of helps calm everything. You can grab a drink and take a break. Okay, we will get going here. Okay, so if you come to a seated or a standing grounding position of some sort, I'll tilt this down a little bit more. And then, yeah, as always, again, if you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself or type into the chat box. Alrighty, so let's close the eyes. We'll just start with the body scan, settling in a little bit more. And finding your breath. So let's put one hand on the low belly, one hand on the chest. Seeing if you can direct your breath deep down into your low belly. So trying to keep the chest hand relatively steady and just finding that deep diaphragmatic breath. And then maybe just taking note of what parts of your body are feeling a little stiff today, a little tight or painful. And just noticing those parts. And I'm going to have you set your hands over those areas. So just putting one or both of your hands over an area that just feels kind of stiff, kind of tight, just bringing some warmth from your hands to that area, bringing some energy there. Go ahead and set your intention for class today. We'll take one more inhale, one more exhale, and we'll open the eyes. Okay. Good. So you're going to take your hand, grabbing the back of your neck, just one hand to start. If grabbing your neck is hard, you can just use your knuckles and you're going to rub that area. But you're going to grab the back of your neck and you're going to squeeze going down and up your neck. Just little squeezes. This kind of reminds me of what you might see like a mother cat do to its kids, not kids cats, you know what I'm saying, it's daughter or son's cats. So just kind of pawing or grabbing at the back of the neck, working your way down, just letting some of that tension go. If you've got hardware in this area, be gentle. And if you're using your knuckles, just giving like a little rub going down your neck if it's hard for you to grab your neck. And then you're going to take both hands over the tops of the shoulders. And you're going to do a same motion. So just squeezing and releasing your hands, grabbing your upper traps there. Try to not hold, I know that your arms are raised as you're doing this, but try to not hold too much tension there. Let your shoulders just be relaxed down. And again, if you're using your knuckles, just kind of rubbing up and over that area. Mm, okay, good. And then we're going to work our way down the joint. So coming to your wrists, grabbing and twisting one of your wrists, doesn't matter which one. Bringing your attention to there. And then we'll switch sides, twisting or rubbing the other side. Yeah, as I was saying last week, we store a lot of things. Things often get stuck in our joints. So it's nice just to bring some attention to them. Coming to your elbow, finding a same twisting around. You can't do this wrong, just as long as you're rubbing on the elbow, below the elbow, above the elbow. And then doing the other side. Yeah. Noticing if there's any tender parts in there for you. This part can get really tender, especially if you're on a computer, texting, driving for many hours during the day. And then we're going to come to the shoulder and we're going to rub from the back of the shoulder, so kind of grabbing behind and then pulling all the way down in front of the shoulder. Grabbing behind, up and over and to the front. And just doing a few rubs from the back over the top to the front. Good. And then we'll switch sides over the top. And again, using your knuckles is fine here also. Last one. Okay. We're going to find that bone tracing. So you're going to feel for that area just at the base of your ribs. So feel where your ribs end. And again, using knuckles or hands, you're going to trace the bottom of your ribs going from the front to the back. Going from the front to the back. I like to use my thumbs here if that's accessible for you, but any tool will work. Just bringing your focus back to your breath as you do this one. And as always, noticing if there's tender areas. And then coming from finding the top of your pelvis. So you'll find bony, 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 and then it kind of gets soft again. So just resting your hands on the top there and finding that same motion going from the back top pelvis to the forward top pelvis. And just tracing that crest going from the back to the front. Yeah, let's do one more. Good. Hands are then going to come to the belly. And you're going to find a clockwise rub with your hands, coming all the way up to the base of your ribs, and then down kind of towards the bottom of your pelvis there, towards your pubic bone. If you've been doing this with me for a while, you might start to feel a little bit more comfortable pressing in a little bit harder. Maybe it's not feeling quite as tender for you. But if you hit a tender spot, you can press into it, take a deep breath into that area, and then keep moving. And just noticing how that's feeling for you. Awesome. Okay, seated or standing, we'll just find our twisting rotation. So opposite knuckles tap the low back on the opposite side. If you're standing, let your hips move with you, let your feet move with you. And then can you start to go a little quicker? Just letting the arms move with your momentum. So the arms might get a little higher. Twisting back and forth. Yeah. If you're able to stand, this is a really nice one to do standing because your hips can roll with you. Okay, a couple more. Good, then you're gonna bring hands to the low back again. If the low back is hard to reach, feel free to just do this on the side of your torso. And just using a soft fist, you're gonna give the low back a bit of a tap. Remember, this is right where your kidneys are, so we don't wanna be too aggressive here. Just loosening this area up, bringing some energy into the kidneys. And then we're gonna go right down into the legs, tapping down the outside of the legs and up the inside. You can tap, you can rub, you can grab, whatever feels good for you. We'll do that maybe 3 or 4 times through, down the outsides and up the insides, following the meridians. Make sure you get the tops of the legs, so your thigh area. If you're able to reach the bottoms of your legs, your hamstring area, you can get that too. Okay, good. And then if you're able to reach your feet, I'll have you grab your foot. Remember, if it's safe and accessible for you to do so, feel free to take socks and shoes off for this class. You don't have to, but it's kind of nice to have your feet connecting to something different. Okay, if you're working with just your bare feet, you're gonna start by pulling the toes forward and back. And then I want you to find your finger weaving, one finger in between each toe, and then pulling the toes forward and back and kind of in a wave-like motion. Okay, that's if you're able to reach your foot. If you're not able to reach your foot, I'm just gonna show you this on my seat here. You're gonna be giving yourself, using your knuckles, a massage from your ankle to your knee. So working up. Remember, we're trying to push some of that stagnant fluid up and out of that area. And if the lower leg is hard for you to reach, you're going to be doing the same thing on the upper leg, moving your knuckles from your knees to your hips. Okay, so whatever you're able to reach, working on that part, noticing if there's tenderness or tightness, and just noticing overall how the tissue feels. How supple or not supple does the tissue feel? Does it maybe feel better on the inside of your calf versus the outside of your calf? Okay, we'll go ahead and switch sides, working with the foot, working with the calf, or working with the thigh, whatever you can access. Mhm. And then comparing the left side to the right side. Is one side more swollen? Is one side stronger than the other? Do you feel like there's more muscle tone, more muscle mass in one calf or in one thigh than the other thigh? So just really staying focused on that area that you're working on. Knowing that this stuff changes every day. So if you do this with me every week, noticing the difference over time. Is anything changing for you over time? Every week is a little different for all of us. Okay, good. Let's come to the upper body a little bit more. So let's find more of kind of a schluffing for the official term for it. So I'm sorry, I'm going down the opposite way. Working down the outside of the arm as if you were getting water or something off, and then coming up the inside of the arm. So more of a rub schluff. And just doing that a few times through on each side. And then switching over to the other side. Using an open hand, using your knuckles, just whatever feels good for you right now. And also noticing too, sometimes people can get really hot or really cold during this kind of work. Energies are shifting. You might even be releasing some stuff if you're digging deep enough, or not even necessarily digging deep enough, but just noticing that also. If you've got some body temperature changes, it's usually a good thing. It means you're moving stuff. Okay, last couple of things here. Fingers are going to come just under the collarbones and finding that tapping. Yeah, we're going to do a different sound today. We usually do a hum. I'm going to have you do a zzz, kind of like a bee buzzing. So inhaling through your nose, and then you're going to exhale. Zzz. You're going to take that zzz all the way to the end of your exhale. Breathe in through your nose again and keep going. This is just another way to help calm the nervous system, bringing some humming, buzzing into it. Go ahead and just do one more buzz. Good, and relax. Okay, nice work. Hopefully the body is feeling a little bit more alive in all of the ways. You're going to take the hands, interlace the fingers if you're able to. Otherwise, just reaching the arms up, letting everything shrug up. And then you're going to take that right into a roll down, trying to articulate your spine down, going as low as you can, whether you're seated or standing. Inhale at the bottom, and then exhale, roll up. Pause at the top, take a side bend to the left, and a side bend to the right, and then back to the center and rolling down. Pause at the bottom, inhale, exhale to roll up. Yep, take a side bend to the left, and a side bend to the right. Yeah, coming back to the center and rolling down. Yeah, I just got an awesome question. Does buzzing and humming help with like anxiety and that sort of thing? The answer is yes, it definitely can. Go ahead and roll yourself back up. Yeah, it's just think of it as another tool in your toolbox. Side bend left and side bend right. We're just going to do this one more time through, rolling down. Yeah, it's another tool in your toolbox to help calm your nervous system. So it's bringing you from your sympathetic nervous system into your parasympathetic nervous system. And then go ahead and roll up. In other words, it's bringing you into your rest and digest nervous system and out of your fight and flight nervous system. So that's the goal of a lot of this work that we do in the beginning of class. Yeah. Hands come behind your head and then lifting the chest up towards the sky. And then back to the center, give the arms a shake. Okay, good. So working a little bit on some spinal mobility. So hands are going to come just to the tops of the hips. For those of you that are able to move your pelvis under you, to move your hips forward and back, I want you just to do a few tail tucks. Whether you're seated or standing, you could do this in both ways. So you're just tucking the tail under you and then lifting the tail behind you. Tucking just the tail, lifting just the tail. For those of you that where moving the pelvis is kind of challenging, you're going to be doing this more from the rib cage, rounding the mid back and then lifting the chest forward. Rounding the mid back, lifting the chest forward. Yeah. So you're either working more from the pelvis or more from the ribs. But either way, we're all going to find the same breath here. It's going to be an exhale to round back and an inhale to come forward. Exhale, round back. Inhale, forward. Can you increase your range of motion? Can you go a little bit more? There we go. Can you start to round back more, using your abdominals to kind of pull everything together? And then can you lift even more? Open your collarbones, open your shoulders. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. And if you're standing, it'll look really similar. You can even bring a bend into the knees as you round to help the tail tuck under you a little bit more. I'm seeing some funny comments in the thing. Yeah. Yeah, buzzing and humming. Um, yeah, you might see that in like the, especially in the somatics world, in the therapist somatics world. Um, it's really useful. It's a good thing to do in the morning, especially if you're feeling a little anxious, feeling a little worried. Yeah, it's really good. Okay, last round and last lift. And then you're going to come back to the center and we're going to find a rib translation. So you're going to put kind of your fists on either side of your ribs, like you're about to get angry at somebody. Yeah. Okay. And then I just want you to find that rib translation from side to side. This is a nice way to do it because I can use my fist to help shift my ribs. So remember, you're trying to keep the ribs and shoulders parallel to the floor. So it's a relatively small movement here, not a side bend, more of a translation. Okay, good. We're going to add a rotation into this. So I want you to translate to the left and then rotate to the left. Notice you might not get very far. That's okay. Everything comes back to the center. Translate right, rotate right, and center. Translate left, rotate, center, translate right, rotate right, and center. Going left, center, going right. Can you add an inhale? So translate left and rotate. Take an inhale here and back to the center. Translate right, rotate, take an inhale here. Is it hard for you to take an inhale there? Translate, rotate, inhale, center, translate, rotate, inhale. Okay, I'm going to change it on you here. Keep your hands like that if you're able to. Translate left. Now rotate to the right. Okay, and back to the center. Translate right, rotate left. Translate left, rotate right. Translate right, rotate left. So you're kind of like looking over that shoulder. Translate, rotate, translate, rotate. And can we make it more smooth? Can you go right from one side into the other? Translate, rotate, translate, rotate. There we go. Bring some sass into it, like you're dancing. Yeah, last one. And then back to the center. Okay, arms are going to come out into a T, palms facing forward. If you need your hands on your laps for this, you can keep your hands on your laps. You're going to hinge forward with as flat of a back as you need to, and then come back up. We're just going to start with this. I'm going to layer on. Inhale to hinge forward and exhale up. We're spending a little bit more time on spinal mobility today because we kind of shorted on this last week. So I just wanted to get in some good, really good mobility work here. Good, you're gonna hold this next one forward. You're gonna reach your right arm for your left knee or ankle, whatever's more realistic to you, and look up at the top hand. Yep, come back to the center, pull yourself to an upright position. Lean forward, rotate left hand to right knee or ankle, whatever you can reach. Other hand comes up towards the sky, back to the center and up. We call this one saw in the Pilates world, at least. Lean forward, rotating to your left, reaching up, center and up. Lean forward, rotating right, and reaching up. Yeah, and then same thing. Can we bring more fluidity into this? Lean, rotate, reach, come back to the center. So it's a bit more simultaneous. Lean, rotate, reach, back to the center and up. If you're doing it standing, you're doing the same movement. You're keeping your knees relatively straight. We'll just have a slight bend in them to protect the knees, but still alternating sides. Good. Can you inhale to reach down? Exhale, return to the center. Inhale down, exhale, center. You got 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. And then back to the center. Good. Bring both arms up over the head so your arms are framing your head. You're going to round your back, reaching the crown of your head forward. And then you're going to do kind of a, I want to say mermaid, a dolphin. Dolphin, that's what I was thinking of. So you're going to start to lean forward, pushing your head forward, and then flattening out your back and pulling yourself to an upright position. So you're kind of finding a wave through your spine. I'll do a better job explaining this. Okay, so round your upper back and then start to lean forward with the rounded back as you simultaneously straighten the back and then come forward. Now I'm gonna give you my side profile. Rounding, pulling forward, flattening, and coming up. Yeah, so it's a rounding to go forward, and then in a wave-like motion, extending to come up. Just like a dolphin, round forward, extend to come up. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. And if it's harder, or if it's easier for you to cross your arms over your chest, you can do that too, if keeping your arms overhead is kind of challenging. Can we do 2 more dolphins like this? We'll just stay with this direction for today. And last one. And coming back up. Yes, awesome. Nice work, everybody. Go ahead and just give one more shake, upper body and or lower body. Okay. You grab your Letterball. You can try not miss anything here. Okay, if you've been playing with me for a while, go ahead and just go right into playing Letterball. So remember, you can move the ball around your body, you can throw it around your body, you can bounce it off of the floor or off of a wall behind you or something, if you're feeling really wild. Yeah, so just go ahead and jump right into that. For those of you that are just joining for the first time, I'm gonna walk you through this. Okay, so holding the ball into your chest, remember you can use an interesting rolled up pair of socks or something that's got some kind of a pattern on it, preferably. It's okay if it doesn't. Okay, so you're gonna take that ball, pull it away from your body at any angle around your body that you want. Say the first letter or number that you see, or pinpoint your eyes on a very precise point on the ball, and then pull it back into your chest. Pull the ball at a different angle away from your body. Say the first letter or number you see, pull it back in. And you're just gonna continue with that, pulling it out, pulling it in, quickly looking at it while it's away from you, and saying the first letter or number that you see. If you're able to throw the ball around you, maybe putting some spin onto it, stopping the ball right where you catch it, and then saying the first letter or number that you see. So we'll start with that just to get warmed up here, and then I'm going to layer on with this one. And maybe play with, if you have a ball, like a true ball, well, or any object, I guess, that's shaped like a ball, try adding more spin to it. See if that makes it, just see how that changes it for your eyes to track and to follow. There's a couple different ways you can do it with and without spin to make it harder or easier. But to try adding some spin to it if you're moving it around. And if you're just moving it around from your body, you can kind of add a spin to it if you're twisting your hand around. Yeah. Okay. Do 5 or so more throws with that. Okay. And then we're going to layer on. Okay, so let me just, whenever I do this part, because I'm mirroring you, I just have to make sure that I'm saying it right and doing it right. Okay, so when you catch a, when you catch a number, I'm gonna have you shrug both shoulders up and then down. Okay, so number, you do a shoulder shrug up and down. That's for the number, okay. And then for the letter, you pull your shoulders back and down, and I just want you to tilt your head up at the sky and then back down, just with your nose. Not, I don't want you to overdo the tilt, but just a head tilt up and then down, okay? Number, shoulder shrug, letter, head tilt. And you're trying to do that as quick as you can. Right when you catch a letter, you look up. Right when you catch a number, you do a shoulder shrug. It's gonna look like everybody's class is saying, oh, I don't know. Okay, so continue with that one. Yeah, the point of this is brain speed. So you're having to see something, you're having to make a decision, and you're having to act on it really quickly. So we're just bringing some brain games into movement. That is the idea behind this. Who needs those fancy computer games when you could just play catch with yourself? Those computer games are good too, though. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep this one simple today. I'm not gonna layer on again. So just keep moving with this. Yeah, there we go. As quick as you can. Quick shoulder shrug, quick head tilt. Yeah, nice work, everybody. Hmm. I love how people have added letters and numbers to some of these balls. It's fun to see. Okay, let's do 3 or so more throws. Yeah, okay, good. And relax. Nice work, everybody. Actually, let that go. Go ahead and drop your ball. We'll pick up your 2 pencils or cooking utensils, whatever is easy for you to hold. Okay, and we're going to bring those out into a T. So arms out into a T. Okay, so we're going to start with just some near far work, and then we're going to layer on some patterning. It's going to get weird. Okay, so you're going to look at the left pencil. Looking at the tip of the pencil, we're going to go near far, near far, near far, near far. So you're looking from the tip of the pencil to maybe the wall or like a painting on the wall behind the pencil. Pencil, wall, pencil, wall, pencil, wall. And then turn your head and switch sides. Looking at the right pencil, wall, pencil, wall, pencil, wall, pencil, wall, and then switch again. The farther, if you're wearing glasses and you can still see clearly without, you can still see the wall clearly without your glasses, do this one without glasses. Otherwise, keep your glasses on. The farther that you're looking, yeah, Bonnie, go for it.
I've just always kind of wondered when we're looking near far, does it matter whether we're looking like above it, to the side of it?
Yeah, that's a good question. No, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, as
Okay,
long as it's as long as it's like somewhere around the pencil, but just past the pencil. Yeah, yeah,
thank you.
yeah, yeah. And that's a good question because there's different ways. In fact, maybe we'll play with that a little bit. There's different ways you can do that, but let's play with that one for now. Yes. Yeah, it's definitely easier to play catch with a larger ball. I just got that in the comments. It's easier to catch, it might be easier to see. Okay, so anyway, sorry, you're working your way back and forth. Sorry, I forgot of my my variation for folks that are blind or visually impaired. I'm going to have you going, you're looking from pencil to pencil, but you're going to draw an arc with your nose. So you're looking at your right pencil, draw an arc with your nose up and over, pointing your nose to the left. Up and over, pointing your nose right, up and over, pointing your nose left. But I want that to be a quick movement. So we're working a little bit more with your vestibular system. If you are standing and you're blind and or visually impaired, feel free, if you want to make this harder, you can do this standing on one leg instead of two, or you can stand with one foot in front of the other to challenge your balance. Yes. Okay, maybe just do one more each direction because I know I talk a lot during this part. And then come back to the center. Let your arms take a break. We're just going to take a slow, heavy roll down to the ground. Take a couple of breaths into the back of your ribs. And then you're going to roll yourself back up. Okay. So we're going to be alternating sides here. And we're going to add rotation and your tongue and your eyes into this next one. So left hand is going to come and it's going to reach out to your side. You can let the right arm be relaxed here. You're going to look at the pencil, turn and rotate as far as you can. I want you to look near and far 3 times and then come back to the center and switch. Pull that arm in, right arm comes out, rotate to the right, near, far, near, far, near, far 3 times, and then back to the center and switch. Left, rotating left. And I really want that arm to reach as far behind you as you can. If you're having a hard time reaching with that arm or if your chair is in the way, yep, that works. That works. Good, good. I see people kind of working around that. Yeah. So challenging you with the eye rotation, the spinal rotation, and now I'm going to bring your tongue into it. Same exact thing, but punching your tongue into the side of your cheek. So as you rotate to the right, push your tongue into the right side of your cheek like you're trying to puncture it. Rotate right, near, far, near, far, near, far, near, far. Back to the center and switch. Tongue into the left. Rotate left, near, far, near, far, near, far. And then switch. And just move at your own pace here. Everyone's kind of got their own pace. Yeah, just looking at people here. That's good. That's good. Yes, nice. Nice rotations, everybody. This looks really good. I'm going to change it slightly. I want you to raise the pencil higher. Now push your tongue into the upper corner of your cheek. So like up and to the left, up and to the right, near, far, near, far, near, far. Keep your head level. Just your eyes are looking up at the pencil. Yeah, Benjamin, tuck your chin in just a little bit. Yes, better. Yeah. And keep that alternating each side. For folks who are blind or visually impaired, I want you to do the same movement just without the eyes. So moving, rotating with your tongue, pushing into the upper corners. Same part of that. Yeah, everybody do one more. Yes, really, really good. And then relax. Okay, nice work, everybody. Drop the pencils. Go ahead and just find a shake, a full body shake. Let your breath go. Can shake the legs out if you're standing. And then we'll just find a few double arm circles going backwards. For my standing athletes, feel free to do a few squats here just to bring the hips more into this. Just finding your breath again, getting some big full body movement. Go for 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Okay, we're going to bring in some patterning here. Oh, wait, I lied. I want to do one more vestibular thing before we do that. Let's do some spinning and then we'll do some patterning. For folks that are in a wheelchair and are either able to manually or through the power chair spin around in a circle, then feel free to do that. For standing folks, feel free to just kind of spin in a circle. Could channel your inner little kid again. And for seated folks, we'll go hands over the chest. Yep. And then you're just going to find kind of a hula hooping of your ribs and your shoulders and your head around your hips, like you're drawing a big circle around your hips. So this is really more of a full upper body movement than we typically do. Do an even number of circles in each direction. If you're new to this, only do a few at a time. Stop, reassess, make sure you're not too dizzy, kind of let everything settle, and then you can twirl in the other direction. Yeah. If you want to make it harder for people that are turning in their chair, you can as you're turning in the chair, you can add a little bit of a head circling around if you want to make it harder. Take it or leave it. I don't want to push you too much here. I'm just giving you a different option if you find that you're not experiencing any dizziness or anything different. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, so again, making sure that you're doing an even number of spins or circles in each direction. Maybe just do a few more to even out. Yeah, nice, Margie, that's great. Okay. And then we'll come back to the center. Yeah, unless you want to keep spinning. If you want to keep spinning, go for it. We'll close the eyes. Just take one more heavy roll down to the ground. And then on your next exhale, peel yourself back up. Okay. We're just going to do one quick kind of brain patterning thing here. So I'm going to have you with your left hand, elbow can be bent, but with your left hand, I want you to make a horizontal figure 8, also known as an infinity sign. Yeah, just kind of weaving that wrist back and forth. With your other hand, I'm going to have you find a tap. You're going to tap your knee, tap your hip, tap your head. Knee, hip, head, knee, hip, head. And still moving with your figure 8 on the other side. Knee, hip, head, knee, hip, head. Okay, pause. Switch directions with the figure 8. Same hand, just switch directions. And now you're going to tap head, hip, knee, head, hip, knee, head, hip, knee, hip, knee. This is going to be your harder direction because you always start with your easier figure 8. We all do. Knee, hip, or sorry, hip, head, hip, knee, head, hip, knee. Okay, really nice, everybody. Go ahead and pause, switch hands, find a figure eight. Okay, so you've got that. We're going to switch the tapping. You're going to tap knee, head, knee, hip, knee, head, knee, hip, knee, head, knee, hip, knee, head, knee, hip, knee, head, knee, hip. I won't make you do this one again, don't worry. Working on coordination, working on brain speed. Good, just do a few more. Takes a lot of focus. Can you get it right? Okay, good. Relax, relax. Okay, nice work, everybody. All right, you're gonna give yourself a big hug. Just rounding through the upper back, just a small round. Put your breath in between your shoulder blades. And then you're gonna open the arms really big, open the chest. Yep. Give yourself one more hug. Rounding. Breath in between the shoulder blades. And then opening. Awesome. Okay, we'll come back to a grounded position. Just finding a few shoulder circle rolls. Keep doing those shoulder circle rolls. Close the eyes. Just come back into the body. And then we'll relax the shoulders. And just noticing what parts of your body are buzzing right now. What parts feel more alive, feel more energized. And are there parts that still feel maybe a little quiet? Go ahead and think of one thing you're grateful for today. We'll take one more inhale, one more exhale, and we'll open the eyes. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. Happy Thursday. Another big shout out and thank you to Move United for continuing to sponsor these classes. We couldn't really do it without them. They've been a big help this year and last year.